What's going on, Notary World? It's the one and only Captivated Notary Q. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the most misunderstood, heavily marketed classes out there that you can take as a notary and as an entrepreneur. There's so much to talk about this ever-evolving topic that it's hard to know if you're ever getting all of the information that you need to get the desired results. So what we're going to be talking about today is your Google Maps Google Business Profile. Let's get to it. All right, I know that before I get started in this video, a lot of people are gonna be upset with what I got to say. All I got to say is, hey, the information's out there. All I'm doing is sharing it. And I'm asking folks out there in the notary world to think about what it is that they're paying for. Take it as you may, do with it what you can. With that, let's talk about this thing called your Google Business Profile. The Google Business Profile was recently transferred over to Google Maps. It's no longer referred to as Google My Business. However, if you Google My Business, Google My Business, kind of fun to say. If you Google My Business, you're still gonna get a lot of search results back because this just happened last year. And there are years worth of information of people trying to hack the Google search algorithms. Okay, so a lot of the information that's still out there is really outdated. And that's one of the things that I want to bring up to people when they're taking courses for Google My Business, is making sure that whoever your instructor is that you're getting instruction from is teaching updated, current information, okay? That's one of the things that you really want to make sure that you're getting is the most up-to-date information. There's a lot of, I've seen them, and I think everybody's seen them out there on social media. Hey, 10 ways to hack your Google My Business, right? We see those advertisements pop up on Instagram and on YouTube and on Twitter and everywhere else on the website, because as small business owners, that's something that we're interested in, is building our online footprints. So you really want to make sure that when you are looking at possibly taking a course to get your Google Business Profile up to date, that you're getting the proper information. Now, I'm going to talk about the process a little bit because it's changed since I opened up my Google Business Profile. Because of the switch over to Google Maps, the verification process has changed in the last year. They're now requiring a lot of notaries, specifically mobile notaries, to video verify their mobile setup, okay? It seems a little intrusive, Google, not gonna lie. However, I can understand why it's important for your algorithm and for your security team to make sure that the listings that are being posted on your website are valid and active the way that they say that they are. So I can appreciate it to a certain extent. As notaries, though, you need to understand that in order to get your profile verified, you're gonna have to do whatever it is that they ask you to do. You have to be okay with it. Okay, I'm just letting you know that now. All right, there's really nothing else that anybody can do. It's their platform. If you want to be on their platform, you have to do what they ask you to do. So do it, okay? That's one hurdle with Google Business Profiles. The other hurdle that I've heard a lot when it comes to the Google Business Profiles is that people don't like giving out their real address information. They feel like their real address when they're filling out their Google Business Profile, when they're creating that user profile, they don't want to enter it. And here's why. If you've purchased anything online like most of us have in the past 5 years, guess what? They already have your information. You're not hiding from anyone. Now, on your Google Business Profile, when you're going through and adding in the information for your business, you can tell them not to include that information in your profile. But I'm telling you now, don't let that stop you from getting a Google Business Profile. They already have your information. You're not hiding. So why don't we get into some of the information that's out there from Google themselves? Okay, got a couple websites pulled up for us to take a look at. Let me pull them up. Now, this website that I'm sharing with you is from Google themselves. This is the Google Business Profile Help. I'm going to be looking down at my screen a little bit, so please excuse me if I'm not looking directly into the camera, but I'm still here with you. Now, you can go to Google and ask Google Business Profile Help. Just go to their help section and type in rankings. That's what I did here. As you can see, I typed in rank. The first thing that pops up from Google is how to improve your local ranking on Google. Folks, this should be your very first step if you're looking for help with your Google Business Profile. Not going to go buy a course, it should be right here. Listen to what Google tells you to do, and then if you're still thinking about purchasing a course, make sure that it sticks to these guidelines to help you, okay? Let's take a look. Now, these blue little highlights right here, these drop boxes, this is where Google tells you what you need to do to fill out your profile. Keep your business visibility up to date. All right, so they're telling you right off the bat, enter complete data. Make sure you've entered complete business information and business profiles so users know what to do, where you are, and when they can visit. Provide information like, but not limited to, your physical address, phone number, category, and attributes. Let's talk about this address thing for a minute, okay? Now, myself, I have my notary business's address listed on Google. I've only had a couple of people show up in the year that I've been in business. They probably should have called prior to, because on nowhere in my profile does it say that I accept business at the actual address that's listed there. So I can definitely understand and see why notaries are not putting their address or having it listed there, and rather just kind of saying a full service area. Here's where having your address actually helps you though. Because the Google My Business was transferred over to Google Maps and became Google Business Profile, part of the reason that Google did this was to help verify the businesses that are listed underneath the Google Business Profile. It only helps you to have your actual address listed if you're really trying to boost your ranks. This wasn't an issue prior to the change that they made last year. Now it's something that you kind of have to take into consideration, and I'm not saying to do it because I understand the security risks that are there. If you're willing to take the risk, it's only gonna help you in the long run, okay? Having your address on there, it helps further validate that your business is a real business and actually exists. One of the things that I did though for my own security was Google gives you the ability to blur out any pictures of the address that they have listed as your business. So if you looked up my business right now, yes, it does come up my house, but my house is blurred out, so you can't actually see what my house looks like. Is that the best thing in the world? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, if somebody really wanted to know where you were, they can find you. There's public record. Your address is very accessible. Okay, again, you're not hiding from anybody, and that's just the truth. If somebody wants to know something, they can find out, and they can find you pretty easily. It doesn't take long. All right, let's get back to the article. Verify your locations. Verify your business locations so they're more likely to show in local search results across Google products like Maps and Search. Keep your hours accurate. Make sure that when you're setting up your profile, you're putting in the correct business hours. And this kind of leads to something that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But these business hours that you place on your Google Business Profile, they need to be consistent with every other place that your business hours are listed on websites. So whether that be on your Facebook business page, whether that be in Yelp, you want to make sure that your hours of operation, your phone numbers, your addresses are all consistent. Even the way that your name appears, even the way that the phone number appears, you want to make sure that all of that information is consistent. There are programs out there like BrightLocal that you can use to have free trials. I would definitely check out BrightLocal just for the 14-day free trial, just so that way you can get an understanding of some of the things that those SEO engines like BrightLocal use. And it will help you tremendously in the long run, if only for 14 days, because you get a little bit of a peek at some background statistics that are gonna help you plan forward what you're going to do. You don't need to purchase it. It's nice if you wanna purchase it, by all means, go ahead, BrightLocal. Hey, I will take, if you guys wanna advertise, got you. But you don't need to purchase BrightLocal to understand the data points that they use. They will give you a full glimpse, and you can take those 14 days and use it to your advantage if you really care about upping your Google business profile rankings. All right, let's keep going. Manage and respond to reviews. This is great. We should be doing this anywhere, whether you're on Thumbtack, or people are leaving you reviews on Google. Respond, say, hey, thank you, I appreciate it. People want to know that you're a real person, and the people that leave the reviews, because we all know how hard it is to get reviews these days, appreciate every single one of them, okay? Add photos to showcase your goods and services and to tell the story of your business. Add photos to your business profile. Accurate and appealing pictures may also show shoppers that your business offers what they're searching for. And add in-store products. Now, notice that these things that we're going over here, these are just basic setup things that Google is telling you to do when you set your business profile up. This has nothing to do with the rankings yet. This is just normal setup things that you should be doing. This is not, optimizing your business profile page. There's nothing to optimize, just put in the correct information. We're gonna get into that optimization in a few minutes too. So let's get to what Google actually does to determine your local rankings. We'll read this together, starting here. Local results are based primarily on relevance, distance, and prominence. A combination of these factors help us find the best match for your search. For example, our algorithms might decide that a business that's further away from your location is more likely to have what you're looking for than a business that's closer, and therefore rank it higher in local results. So, Google just told us how their algorithms work. It's based on relevance, distance, and prominence. Is that what your gurus are teaching you about Google My Business? I don't know. Let's continue. Relevance refers to how well a local business profile matches what someone is searching for. Add complete and detailed business information to help Google better understand your business and match your profile to relevant searches. Okay, so if we have somebody that is looking for a notary public, and let's say the county that I'm in, Chester County. All right, we have somebody that's looking for notary in Chester County. It should suffice to say, if I'm a notary, I'm gonna rank, correct? I mean, that's kind of what they're saying here. My business name is Q the Notary. The services that I offer is notary. Don't need a whole lot more, do we? Let's continue. Distance. Distance considers how far each potential search result is from the location term used in a search. If a user doesn't specify a location in their search, we'll calculate distance based on what we do know about their location. They're using GPS. All right, so if somebody is closer to you, you're gonna be ranked higher than somebody that's further away. Even if you've done all the SEO work that you possibly can to be visible in other locations, if they are closer to another notary physically at that time, the notary that is closer to them is going to outrank you no matter what. Doesn't matter what you do. Okay, the next thing that we're going to go over on the Google Business Help page is prominence. Now, this is my key. This is what I help people with Captivated, because this is such an undervalued characteristic of the algorithm that nobody seems to be talking about. I don't understand why you guys are keep paying for training if they're not talking about building your prominence. We're going to read what Google says prominence is, and then we'll go check out a couple other articles that talk about building prominence. Let's check it out.